You're staring at your laptop, the cursor blinking mockingly as you try to muster the energy for that project you used to crush in school. Back then, you were the kid acing tests without studying, building model rockets in your sleep, and getting gold stars slapped on everything. Now, you'd rather binge watch paint drying than tackle something that doesn't scream world-changing innovation. The world calls it laziness, procrastination, or worse, failure to launch. But let's pump the brakes right there. It's not depression. It's not a character flaw. It's not that you've suddenly become allergic to success. No, this is something way more insidious, baked into your generational DNA. Your brain isn't malfunctioning. It's rebelling against a system that promised the moon and delivered a participation trophy. Spoiler alert. What society labels as burnout is actually your inner genius hitting the eject button on a rigged game. You are not broken. You're just wired differently, and society has been dead wrong about you. Think about it. The world expects you to grind like a machine, churning out productivity porn for LinkedIn likes, while you're over here questioning the entire capitalist circus. Us, we're the deep thinkers who saw through the smoke and mirrors early on. Them, the loud norm followers who buy into the hustle culture myth without a second thought. You're not lazy. You're selective about where you pour your finite mental fuel. And honestly, who can blame you? In a world obsessed with performative busyness, posting gym selfies at 5 a.m., or humble bragging about 80-hour weeks, you're the one preserving your sanity. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Society's definition of success is a one-size-fits-all straitjacket designed for extroverted go-getters who thrive on external validation. But you've always operated on a different frequency, prioritizing depth over dazzle. Quick question. How many times have you been told to just push through when your brain is screaming for a reset? That's not advice, that's gaslighting. Let's dive into the mechanism behind this gifted kid burnout. Number 1, your dopamine system. Think of it like a finicky coffee machine that only brews the perfect espresso for ultra-stimulating tasks. Regular Joes can chug weak drip all day, but you need that high-octane blend or nothing at all. Studies from UCLA show that highly intelligent folks have heightened dopamine sensitivity, meaning mundane routines feel like sipping decaf in a world of energy drinks. Number 2, the prefrontal cortex, your brain's executive suite, is upgraded to penthouse level. It's like having a supercomputer processor that overclocks on complex problems but glitches on repetitive drudgery. Evolutionary psychology ties this back to hunter-gatherer days, where quick thinkers survived by innovating, not grinding. In narrative flow, picture your ancestors. The gifted ones spotted patterns in the stars, invented tools, and led tribes, while the average plodded along. Fast forward to today, and that same wiring makes assembly line jobs feel like soul-crushing loops. Number 3, mirror neurons. Those emotional Wi-Fi routers fire extra hot in sensitive types. You're not just observing burnout culture, you're absorbing it like a sponge in a toxic spill. Research from the National Institute on Aging highlights how generational stressors amplify this, turning potential into exhaustion. And number 4, sensory processing sensitivity. Imagine your nerves as a high-definition camera capturing every glitch in the matrix, while others film in potato quality. This makes overstimulation a burnout accelerator, especially in our always-on digital era. Wild, right? But here's the kicker. This isn't a bug, it's a feature. Plot twist, your gifted kid burnout is actually a superpower in disguise. Evolutionary psychology suggests that traits like yours were selected for survival in unpredictable environments, where hyper-vigilance and pattern recognition meant spotting threats before they struck. Research from Cambridge University shows that people with high IQs often experience this burnout as a protective mechanism, conserving energy for meaningful pursuits rather than wasting it on superficial wins. Psychologists like Abraham Maslow would argue it's a step towards self-actualization, refusing to settle for the pyramid's lower rungs. You're not failing, you're curating your life with high standards, weeding out the noise to focus on what truly sparks joy. Congratulations, you've outgrown the kiddie pool of average expectations. And sure, it's not immune to risks like isolation or missed opportunities, but that's the trade-off for authenticity. In a world full of copy-paste careers, your selective fire is what innovates industries. Einstein himself reportedly burned out on rote learning, channeling it into relativity instead. Food for thought. Without this reframe, we'd all be stuck in mediocrity. Now, where does this pattern come from? Buckle up for the origin story. For your generation, let's say millennials and Gen Z, this burnout traces back to the pressure cooker of the late 20th century. Picture the 1980s and 90s. Economic booms promised endless opportunity, but recessions and 9/11 shattered that illusion. Your childhood was marinated in gifted programs, where teachers labeled you as prodigies, setting sky-high bars. This wired your brain as a pattern recognition machine, scanning for inconsistencies like a detective in a noir film. Evolutionary angles point to ancestral vigilance. Cavemen who overthought survived famines by predicting patterns. But add generational trauma. The Cold War's nuclear anxiety morphed into climate dread and gig economy instability, training you to anticipate collapse. In collectivist cultures like Japan, similar traits lead to hikikomori, but here it's rebranded as laziness. Childhood adaptation sealed it. Praised for innate smarts, not effort, you learned perfection or bust. Hang on a sec. Remember that time in 3rd grade when you aced the science fair but crashed after? That's the seed. No wonder your system now defaults to shut down when stakes feel phony. The consequences? Oh, they're a hilarious parade of micro-habits that scream, gifted survivor. Number 1, you plan entire TED Talks in the shower, but ghost your to-do list like a bad date. Number 2, canceled plans hit like winning the lottery. Pure euphoria, because your energy reserves are guarded like Fort Knox. Number 3, you notice the tiniest flaws, like how that coffee mug's handle is off-center, turning your home into a Pinterest critique session. Number 4, procrastination morphs into hyper-focus bursts, where you deep dive into Wikipedia rabbit holes on obscure history instead of adulting. Number 5, social media scrolling feels like homework, so you lurk like a digital ninja, absorbing vibes without the energy tax. And number 6, your furniture starts judging you during low-energy days, whispering, potential unfulfilled. But you counter with a nap rebellion. The sun might as well be a spotlight interrogating your choices. Scenario: you're at a party, mapping escape routes while others small talk. Classic burnout residue from overstimulated youth. Here's your permission slip. Stop fighting this. You don't need to fix your burnout. Embrace it as generational resilience. The world needs your kind, the ones who question, innovate, and refuse the grind. You're surviving a system not built for deep thinkers like us. Real talk. The math just works differently for you, and that's valid. If this video just explained your entire life, don't scroll. The next one dives into why highly sensitive people thrive in solitude. Hit subscribe, join the community, and tell me in the comments, what's your quirkiest burnout habit?